But in 2025, you do an interview with Netanyahu, and you're apologizing to the Groypers. You're apologizing to Nick Fuentes. You're bringing on Myron Gaines and explaining yourself. Here's why what we did wasn't wrong. We didn't know. We should have had someone on to push back.
Going viral online recently, the Nelk boys featured Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on their Full Send podcast.
They did what?
Some of the anti-Semitism I see is pretty nuts.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm an American Jew, and it's hard to identify as that.
I understand.
You almost don't even want to own it.
But I think we just changed history. I see American Jews are very proud now. Jews around the world are very proud because we, these guys were out to murder us and do another Holocaust.
But almost instantly after the interview was released, backlash began to pour in. One user commented, "Never commented on a YouTube video in over 10 years. Just wanted to say how disappointed I am in you guys," with another reading, brought to you by APAC. In an effort to counter the backlash, the Nelk boys quickly went live on Kick to engage with their audience and manage the fallout. And the first person they chose to bring on to defend the interview, none other than Nick Fuentes.
I was just going to say, the only thing is people take issue. They see you guys kissing the wall in Israel. They see Netanyahu on the podcast. You did the thing with Trump. And they look at that and they say, these guys are shills, basically. You're part of an influence campaign.
Nick later spoke about the changing cultural sentiment toward Israel on his show, America First.
I said this on Twitter. They interview Netanyahu, and their first thought, how do we do damage control? How do we show people we haven't sold out to Israel? Get on Nick Fuentes. So it's like, that's the dialectic. And I have to say, on that subject, isn't it a little bit refreshing? In their defense, isn't it a little bit refreshing how far things have come? 3 years ago, 3, 4, 5 years ago, if you had hosted Kyrie Irving, if you hosted the artist formerly known as Kanye West, yay. If you hosted David Duke, someone like that, you would get canceled. Everybody on social media would be outraged. And to do damage control, you would be apologizing to the ADL. You would be going to the Holocaust Museum and writing a book report about anti-Semitism. But in 2025, you do an interview with Netanyahu, and you're apologizing to the Groypers. You're apologizing to Nick Fuentes. You're bringing on Myron Gaines and explaining yourself. Here's why what we did wasn't wrong. We didn't know. We should have had someone on to push back. We should have had on an anti-Semite to push back on the claims of the bloodthirsty satanic leader of Israel. Isn't it a trip how we're through the looking glass? 3 years ago, if you platformed a so-called anti-Semite, people be demanding, no, you need pro-Israel pushback. We want a written apology and pro-Israel pushback, and you need to platform Jonathan Greenblatt. People say, okay, I didn't know, I wasn't prepared, I didn't do my responsibility as a journalist. Now, it's the complete inverse. You platform the Prime Minister of Israel, and people come with pitchforks and torches, and you're out there saying, okay, I'll have on Nick Fuentes. I didn't know. I should have given the other side the opportunity to push back. What a trip. So, in a sense, I agree with them. The reaction that the interview got, as ridiculous as the conceit of that interview is, that you have this major world historical conflict with this leader who's under so much scrutiny from his own government, from his own people, from America, from Europe, from the ICJ, from the ICC. And he's going to sit down and take an interview with a prank channel. I mean, the conceit of it is ridiculous, but they are right that the backlash proves maybe it wasn't the worst idea because it clearly backfired. So I sort of love it. I think it's kind of funny that you've got Kyle and Steiny, who normally you know them as like they're drinking hard seltzer and they're like, oh, upper decky. They're calling me Fuente. We're going to get Fuente on. Oh, upper decky. We're going to chirp. We got birds, blah, blah. You know, normally they're doing the frat bro thing. Now they're sitting down with like Netanyahu. And then here was like my favorite part. During the damage control stream on Kick, somebody puts in the chat, they say, oh, it's like having Hitler on your show. We're getting criticized for having this controversial world leader credibly accused of genocide. Well, in our defense, that would be like having Hitler on. Like, that was their version of damage control. That was their PR. People are like, hey, why did you have Netanyahu on your show? And they're like, in fairness, having the leader of Israel on the show was like interviewing Hitler. You know, I mean, it's kind of similar. Doesn't that make it better? Doesn't that make it sound a lot better? And people are like, what the fuck? First of all, you would have on Hitler. Second of all, you're comparing Netanyahu to Hitler?
Not gonna lie, I am not a fan of Fuentes, but what he said there was right. By the way, this is the Hitler comparison in question.
It's a good point. Someone said having Netanyahu on is like having modern day Hitler.
No, I saw that.
Which is, honestly, guys, I'll be honest. I'm here to... That's a good point. We're here to fucking learn, to be honest, guys.
Are you really retarded?
The trend carried on throughout their stream, as they invited other anti-Israel voices like Myron Gaines to join the conversation.
Okay, wait,
Wait,
Myron.
bro,
Myron, we're seeing a breaking news, a tweet. LMFAO having Nelk interview Netanyahu, who's like Ted Bundy doing a podcast with a woman. These dudes are fucking retarded.
Wow, Myron.
But here you are.
I thought we were
wait, so
homies.
how are you any different
You
than
didn't
him?
say that was retarded. You said we're retarded.
Because you're using the platform, right? Just like... I'll give you the chance, but I'm just saying.
No, that was retarded to have him on. It was.
They also spoke to Hassan Pike.
Hassan, anyone goes on a podcast to promote whatever they're doing.
Yeah, but they're not. But Benjamin Netanyahu's not promoting a book, dog. He's promoting a genocide.
Bro,
that's the point.
O.J. Simpson on.
For more videos like this, comment and subscribe. See you on the next one.